Flying Monkey Airlines. All right. And here we go. Yes, I know the bench is an absolute disaster right now. I'm very aware of the disgrace that my tool area is in. Is that too quiet?
Oh, I have it turned down.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I was on 15.
Yeah, but we usually watch TV on 20. Let me point the mic a little better. How's that? Can you hear me now? Oh, somebody's here. Hello, somebody. No, we got two, so it's you and somebody else.
That's good.
Cool. Thank you. Muy appreciado. So I am putting together the non-EXP center front differential for my Mega Typhon here, which I've realized while doing my differential has a loose set screw on the input yoke of the front differential housing. So that's going to be taken apart next once I'm done putting this together. And this is 500 weight fluid in the front, 500 weight in the rear on this 1 million in the middle with earplug added to it. And I'm still getting text messages. What's up next? I'm live, dude. Anyway, so that is that. Just make sure the gear's lined up. Gear tightened down.
Oh, Chicola's watching. Give me your mom.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom. Welcome to the live cast. So yeah, I do this once in a while. It's kind of fun. People ask questions, and I have a lot of friends actually that should be here before too long. My buddy in Canada, my buddy in Scotland. And we met a dude the other night from Italy. I haven't seen him since though, but I haven't been on since. So anyway, so as I was just saying, I was rebuilding the front differential for my Mega Typhon here, and found out the input yoke on the front differential is actually loose, so I got to pull that out. So that's coming out next. I've already got the front end torn apart because the differential is missing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the hole. So yeah, that gear in there, part that attaches to it. Hey, Brody. There's puppy Brody. Always wanting to say hi. So anyway, yeah, so that's all we're doing with this one. We've got a couple other things I might do, but I'm not sure. Probably not going to keep this going for too terribly long. It is a school night. Okay. So that. Drive shaft straight. That one's pretty bent. All right, so to take the top plate off, well, we're just going to pull the whole diff case. So we're going to pull steering screws, steering link, center brace, other mud guard, and just pull the screws out of the bottom of it and pop the whole thing off. It's the easiest way to do it. And this hat's probably blocking the view at some point. So off with the mud guard. Where is my drill? There it is. All right. Mike, what is up, buddy? Things are good. Things are crazy. Gone through a lot in the past couple days, man, as you know already. Work was good. Another awesome day, another 10-hour day. So, yeah, it's nice to be back on. I haven't been able to do this in a minute. So, yeah, the mega crate in here, or mega typhon, I should say. Thought the diff was clicking, and it was actually the pinion came loose again. Since I took everything apart, cleaned everything, new pinion, new grub screw, all that. But I redone the rear diff last week. So since I had it apart, I redid the mid diff. So I figured I'd just do the front anyway. Turns out I got a loose grub screw in my input yoke. So that's got to come out. And I just zip tied all that shit down too. Damn it. All right. So yeah, hopefully start getting some paychecks coming in here pretty soon and get shit straightened out, because it's getting down to the nitty gritty, if you know what I mean. Man, I probably don't have to cut that one. Oh, and my motor temps were up to about 140 the other day, so I decided to throw a fan and a heat sink on this thing since I didn't have one before. And yes, that is a Arrma ESC cover and fan that I just cut down to use as a motor fan, in case you were going to ask. Kind of looks cool. And I didn't really have anything else to put over it except for screen, and I usually like to have a hard cover before screen to make sure it doesn't get sucked in. So that is that. How's the weather? Still frighteningly chilly? Massive tons of snow being dropped from every angle on you. That was crazy, man. Seriously. Where is? Oh, there's my forceps. All right. Thanks, Dad. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's actually loose too. Steering rod's loose. Put some Loctite on that bad boy before it goes back together. There's no spacer guy. Sucker. Yeah, I'll find it in a second. Right. This has got those TRL tuned actually shock towers. So I've got that whole adjustable camber thing, or adjustable active camber? No, active caster. So in order to get the front uppers off, I got to pull the whole shock tower. So hopefully we can do this without doing that. Snow's backed off from coming down, but township's still dealing with it. I'm sure it was a buttload. Was that like one massive storm or just usual weather? Hey, get out of the way. There we go. Oop. Hard she blows. All right. There it is. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, look at that. Look at all that play. Wiggle, wiggle, wobble, wobble. There's my gear skip. Found that. All right. Happy, happy. Joy, joy. So. Yeah, wow. It's kind of like how the hurricane was here last time. It was more like 3, but, but rain, not snow. That would be freaky. Oh, yeah, we got loose rod there. That one's good, but I wonder if I have enough steering bearings to put some new ones in this thing. Hopefully. So, yeah, I should get that tightened down. Quick little tip. We're taking these out and they're being stubborn. Shock pliers work really good for holding them, so you don't scratch them up, putting vice grips or whatever on them. Just a tip. That's what she said. All right, let's yoke off of here. I think I have a new bump right too. All right, so yoke be gone. Oh yeah, just didn't even have to put any muscle in that. To be honest, I'm not a really huge fan of these Arrma 2-piece plastic coated yokes because they're. I've never had one that sat true. Let's put it that way. Every time I got one of them, they're always when you rev the car up, you can see them just wobbling all over the place. I'm not sure why. Inherited design, perhaps, but nonetheless, that's the issue. All right, so we're gonna put in some new yoke bearings, obviously, since we have it apart. Get all the old geese out. Nobody likes old geese. I really got to get some brake cleaner, especially now that I get it for free. We have a 50-gallon drum of it. We have pressurized containers and a system that automatically fills and pressurizes them. I happen to have 2 brake cleaner cans. I've already asked the boss, and he's cool. My boss is too cool. Rain, flooding, beep. Yeah, pretty much. Basement foot deep. Yeah, we don't have basements down here. You can't because the water table is about 4 feet below you. Not much more than that, honestly, but it's yeah, it's kind of a thing. So let's see, take that off easily. Nah, it's got some Loctite on it. Apparently not enough. Oh, actually, no, that's not even turning. Yeah, okay. Found a candidate for the soldering iron. Oh. Anybody doesn't know what that is, you put a soldering iron on a bolt that's stuck with Loctite, and I pull my parts out of the garbage there. The heat will break it free. Which also, if you remember that, if you got a motor running hot, it'll loosen up your Loctite on your pinion. So, if you have the ability to data log and you have chronic pinion issues with a particular setup, check your motor numbers. If you're in the 140s, 150s, 160s, possibility it could be heating up your Loctite. Or if you have some kind of weird friction going on with your gears or something, to also do it. Bearings out of here. If you have the option, always put in new bearings when you can, or replacements. I recycle mine. So everything feels fairly up to snuff here. Oh, that's loose. Right there. That link. Yeah, that's wobbling around. And I'll probably just snug up. I don't see the point in taking it back apart. Unless it's really easy to turn, which it is. So, yeah, we're going to put some Loctite on that. Old dab will do you. And I got to find a new yoke. I don't want to reuse that one. Get on there. Thank you. A lot more than I wanted to put on there, but it wasn't cooperating. That's going to be fun coming apart, I'll tell you. I just thought that looked funny with those wrenches hanging out. Anyway, all right, so there's that. Need new yoke, need all this grease up here. New yoke, new bearings. These Q-tips. All right. Possible bumper. Give me a second, guys. I will be right back. No, that's for you. No, I thought I had one. Those tires. Yeah, we'll stick one of these on the nose. That'll look cool, huh? I must have used it on my truck. Anyway, all right, more parts. that sucks. Ooh, that's ugly too. Yes. Okay. Yeah, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. And we need one of these, I think. Maybe some. Oh, crap, I need a magnet. Something bigger. Come on, where'd you go? There we go. So those. Sorry I'm taking so long, guys. Trying to find all the bearings I need. Two more of those. Figure out shit, wait, I need that one. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Fuck. Oh well. All right. Okay. We got bearings with hair. Yeah. Okay. So nose bearing. Yeah. Crap. I need to go back. So that's not the right size either. Yeah. This is odd size bearing due to the fact that it's a different housing. So it's that freaky looking one like that. All right. One more second. Oh, there's that. Guess I got those four at least. Input inside. Ooh, get another one of those. Need one that size. Put these two back. Yep. That's now looks bigger. Oh, smaller, just by a bit. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Sure is. Found both the same place. Oh, shit. All right, my bad. I'm back. So, all right, that thing is a nasty feeling anyway. Oh, okay, another open-ended one. Yeah, so for a while I was actually popping the seals on my bearings to run them open-ended on the inside of differentials and stuff like that in order to just keep them greased. Well, good in theory, didn't actually work out that well. I'm sure this is hot enough by now. So, if I can hold this thing right. For that much Loctite, how in the hell did it come loose? Yeah, I gotta show that bolt's way too long to be in there. Yeah, a little bit too long. Okay. Now that's done. Let's get this thing out of here. It's a hot iron, okay? Oh, did you see the description? You might want to look at it. I thought it was pretty hilarious. That's right, I got that down there. All right. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I don't have my sippy tonight. Because my sippy is no longer containing alcohol. It's just better that way. Not that I don't drink. I just don't drink that much anymore. But I was having a beer and I had to leave. And I didn't want to open a container in the car, so I put it in the Gatorade jug. Cheers. Yeah, Mike, all our beer sucks down here anyway, so what's the difference? Good stuff. Okay. And somehow I lost my shims. Where is my shim box? I need like a retriever. You know what I mean? Like a gopher. Oh, where the hell is my shim box? What the shit? Ah. Underneath it. What are you? Okay. So, hard to believe that bearing had that much play in it. Yeah, it's one of the thicker ones. So we'll start with that. See how it feels. So get the guy loaded up. Make sure your bearing doesn't fall out the back because it's going to open up your clearance, obviously. So differential and in the hole. There we go. Okay, so firmly pressed. It's touch tight because remember, these are going to get tighter when you put the cover on. So if you don't have any lash at all, you're probably a touch tight. I mean, if you don't have any lash at all and it makes a little noise, you're a touch tight. Yeah, this gear's definitely got a little wear on it from that chimpy chompy there.
Just fixing RC cars come by.
No, the description, babe, the part under it. See it now? That's funny though, right? I don't know if anybody checked the description. I thought it was pretty cute. All right, so put one of the thinner shims on. And now we got, get in there. It still seems kind of tight, but I got a feeling this gear is throwing me off because I just noticed there is a bit of wear on this gear. You can see where the pinion wasn't quite making contact. Like toward the back of the teeth, there's kind of a lump there because it's worn down in the front from skipping. Funny thing about this, though, so I've had this problem with the EXBs, you know, the 43, 11, whatever tooth count it is, the spiral cuts, which I run in everything else except this car because it's what it came with and, well, whatever. And they never do that. But what they'll do is they'll flat spot the ring gear. And then your ring gear is screwed, and that's obviously more expensive. So maybe there's something to be said for straight cut. Not that I run straight cut all the time because it just sucks, but maybe that's one tiny little advantage. Or I just blew my bearings out and screwed up my gear. I'm making shit up for no reason. Aren't we always, bro? There's no such thing as too many brownie points with your woman. You can take that one to the bank. Right, babe?
I didn't hear. All I heard was something about brownie points from your woman or something.
With. Shit.
What are they trying to do to get brownie points?
You didn't see what Mike commented?
No.
Oh, I thought you were still up there. Well, that's fun. That's the last one of those I got. All right, well. Oh, I forgot those things. He read the description. He said trying to get brownie points with Claire. Okay, so as usual, sometimes you got to make compromises. I don't have any more opinions this size. And I'm sure I don't have opinion spur combination that's going to work because the gearing would be different because these are geared differently than the standard EXBs as far as the overall ratio. Those are like 3:6 to 1 or something like that, and these are a bit different. Like I think it's closer to 4-to-1. I might be backwards. I might be off. Don't quote me on that. It's just a guess.
Oh, you're definitely backwards and you're definitely off.
As usual. All right, so, and I'm just going to roll with it and let it wear itself back in because I don't really have a choice. This thing's sent for a gear upgrade anyway before too long. Oh, here's something I want to show you guys. So, this is a arrma yoke. You know, obviously, a little opened up, a little beat up. It probably was on the car for a good 20-30 batteries at least. This is a yoke from one of those companies online that sells you like drive shafts with yokes, with out drives, the whole 9 yards all at once, like, I don't know, it's something about being all wheel drive or whatever. So that was used for a battery and a half. And you can see how much wear is in there. Obviously, there's nobody better than M2C when it comes to the metals they use in their parts, and how tough they are and how durable and long lasting. I haven't used many other aftermarket companies or any actually, so I'm just saying that one obviously uses very inferior materials, hence the price of the parts. So set screws. There we go. All right. So new screw. Yeah, it's right size. And I'm wrong.
You're so great.
What'd you call me?
I said, Brody, you're so great. He walked over, turned the TV off, and then walked away.
That's his way of saying play with me, damn it.
It was just, it looked totally intentional. Like, literally just walked over, took on the remote, and rolled out. Like, okay.
Sure it was intentional. Oh, yeah. All right, problem having so much crap on your bench, you can't find anything. All right. Want these up here. Where is the wrench? Okay. I'm losing my shit. Like, tools anyway. Where are they? Way the hell over there. Okay. There we go. I know you guys are hiding that from me. All right. Okay. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Scorch. Oh, Scorch is going to be good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't even think of Scorch because they kind of have a limited off-road lineup. Well, at least they used to. I know they're definitely doing stuff stationed for off-road now, but when I first came into knowledge of their existence. Back when I first found the amazing driver rat Schifrin, that's when I first was introduced to Scorched, and they were mainly speedrun stuff then. So, all right, there we go. There's that. So that's together and ready to do stuff. Yeah, I haven't put my extras away in a long time, and they're starting to stack up. I can tell you that much. All right, so let's get the cover on this. I figured all the crap out of it. Yeah, it's just straight nastiness. Lots of it. Oh, I don't know if anybody's seen my differential videos, but when I used to do outside shims, I used to chamfer the edge of the inside lip on the not this side of the case, but the obviously bulkhead side of the case, in order to get the shims to go in without bending and stuff, until I realized how much easier it is to put them on underneath the bearing. All right, so need the bolts for my disc case, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, so diff case bolts coming in. One of these is going to be stripped to hell, so I got one super long bolt. I'm going to say it's that one. But like I said, this thing is pretty much built out of spare parts. I don't know how many, but some of these parts on this car were on the car when it went through the TV. Yeah, it's just fun. And you guys know the rules. I'm tightening it all the way down until it cools off, because those threads will eat themselves in a heartbeat. I mean, they're plastic, man. But at this point, while it's cooling, we can actually put our front shock pins in and get that done with. So, I believe I'm running the outside right now on this. We'll find out in a second. There you go. And the next one. I'm here. Oh, yes, and these are 10-pound Century Springs. Fronts are cut a little bit, probably an inch. Yeah, less than an inch. Maybe half an inch. Okay, there we go. And then I always use little itty bitty set screws to retain those. Just makes it neater, cleaner. No bolts sticking out like they are. Well, like they used to be when they were stock. I don't know about the new one, but. Boy, that thing is bent, I'll tell you that. That axle's so bent, I can actually get it from the backside, because you're not supposed to be able to go on that side of that. It's crazy. All right, so all seems to be well in a working order. Snug, no gaps or any weird. Shock tower's bent, but what do you expect? You guys have seen what I did to this thing. That is some crap, dude. Would it help if we did like a 2-party thing? I mean, I'd be willing to. I already have an account, obviously. Because that way it would just be gifting, not purchasing. Or did the orange monkey think of that too? Where's my grease? Yeah, there we go. That's still a bit much. But... All right, come on. There we go. That's probably the excess there. Cool. Yep. should be fine there. So bearings, I got to do that steering rod. Where did I put that? So took it off and set it down where? All right. There it is. Underneath the pliers I used to take it off with. Okay, so yeah, definitely don't need a bolt that freaking long in this thing. This thing is it's straight, but it does not want to have anything stuck in it, that's for sure. Oh, at this point, it'd be a great idea to have a tap that's that size, although I'm sure they're not terribly easy to find. That's not something you pick up at Northern, not for 2.5 metric or 2 or 3, whatever it is. No, that's not too terrible. If it was a bigger bolt, actually, even with this size bolt, you could take a Dremel with a cutting wheel and actually put a slot or two in it, maybe on opposite sides. Maybe deeper at the nose and kind of taper back as you go back down the bolt. And then put some grease in those slots and then use it as a tap, or really more of a thread cleaner. You're not going to tap a hole with it, but, well, you tap a hole in plastic, but it'd be a nice thread cleaner if you had one of those little tiny Dremel cutting discs that love to explode in your face. You guys know the ones I'm talking about, right? Yeah, dude, totally. About the the boss thing, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry I missed that before. Yeah, might work now. MGC is in like South Carolina, Kentucky, North Carolina, something like that. One of those areas. I mean, one of those states. What up, Clockwood? Putting back together my Mega Typhon. Had a bit of a gear making noise issue. Pinion had moved, so I thought it was a pinion. I'd already done I did the center diff while I had the pinion out and shit, so I already did the rear diff a while ago. So I decided to do the front diff, and the front diff I found the issues. Bearings were all cattywampus, and did some damage to the pinion, but I don't have another one because it's still the old Typhon rig, whatever that number is, 1547. I don't know. You know what gears they are. I don't. Anyway, and that steering rod was loose and still is. How does this happen? Excuse me while I throw stuff. Come here, you. That is. All right, now it's time. Jesus. Took some work. So yeah, don't really have another opinion of that style because I'm trying to cut all those older style differentials out of the parts warehouse there, and so went ahead and just reused it. But I got everything else fixed up and bearings and all that stuff, and the yoke was moving quite a bit. Oh, I showed everybody before. I think you missed it though. That's got like a battery and a half on it. You see how bad it's already got like the little axle wear thing in it. Yeah, that's that one company. I'm sure you know who it is. They talk about Subarus. Anyway, I don't know. That might have been like the impossible joke to get or something. Well, it wasn't really a joke, more of a hint. Okay, so get your steering parts below your front plate before you take it all apart or whatever. Put your axles back in. So bearings on first. Try to get this drive shaft lined up, which is always almost impossible. Here you. Steering shafts on. Come on, get in there. There we go. All right. Easy peasy. So there's that. Hey, cool spawn. What's up, buddy? Putting my Mega Typhon back together. yeah. I had some. Odd size though, because it's like I don't know what case that is. It's not the original screwed up tiny bearing. It's not the big old mega bearing that goes in like the aluminum housings, but something in the middle. I don't know. Not worried about it. It's together. This thing needs to be upgraded, but it's going to be last, obviously, because I've got everything else to do first. I got to get new housings for my truck. I'd like to do an entire MTC drivetrain as far as outdrives, axles, that kind of stuff, yokes, etc. Shit. I was trying to think of something I might have heard at work, a joke, but I don't think I can remember right now. A lot going on. A lot going on. So, yeah. Oh, bearings on top might help, huh? Oh, that's right. I gotta shim that one, I believe, because it rubs. Oh no, that's only my truck. Right. There we go. Sweet, dude. Break anything? Or do you have a good one? I'm just kidding. It's always a good one, man. Breaking things is just part of what happens. You can't have this much performance without a whole lot of maintenance. I mean, it's not like as bad as a helicopter. For every hour of flying, you have 4 hours of maintenance, or so I've heard. It depends on what kind of helicopter it is. Oh, apparently that one didn't catch. Get in there. Bury it, don't see it or something. Yeah, the top one's not in. Still isn't in. Damn it, it's jammed in the aluminum. Ain't just my luck. Oh, no, it's flat. Okay, I wasn't all the damn way in. Thank you. All right. And drive shaft is still in the hole. And somebody's texting me. Oh, it's Mike. You want me to show or? Just let me know, man. Mike, my buddy there, Kanedikazi, as I like to call him, is making some custom parts, 3D printing stuff. Yeah. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a pic real quick. It's from Mike. Roof skids, I'm guessing. Yeah, new parts, custom made just for you. We'll see.
Love it.
There you go, bro. Mum is a word, or not. What the hell did I just say that shit for?
I don't know. That's awesome. I love it.
Green light, brother. Green light. Oh.
Those are great.
There you go.
Thank you, Mike.
Mom approves. It says thank you. That's a little snug, but yeah, probably got some binding right here as usual on these things. Nah, still the same. Knuckles might be over tightened slightly. I know these ones have been backing out because this is like my first 8 scale arrma. So it's probably a good 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, those parts are starting to wear pretty bad. I wasn't really into upgrading stuff until I got into my truck. So this one never got really much. it got a lot of shit rebuilt, but it never. I didn't know shit about these things when I started back in. I mean, I have my RC car history, but about these particular rigs, I think I kind of looked down on them a little bit when I first got it back into it because they're not kits. You are freaking awesome, dude. I love you, bro. Seriously. Babe, we got a bunch coming. Everybody's names, 941.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, brother. And you know what's coming for you. All things being equal, hopefully I will be somewhat better off financially before too long. I mean, I'm sure I will because I haven't done less than a 10-hour day since I've been at my new job. As far as what I produced, not for what I actually worked. I only worked, I think 8.3 was my longest day. We're only scheduled 7.5. So it's pretty sweet. Definitely the best job I've ever had. Hopefully I will retire there and that will be the end of it. Because as broken as I am, you ain't got a whole lot of years. You're awesome, Mike. Just awesome. That's all there is to it. You're definitely one of the most awesome people I've ever met in the world.
Get a room.
Bite me. Well, I mean, it's not like he's a local. I mean, I didn't want to say, from up north or something like that, because it's like, the hell have I met from Canada? Like 2 people? I mean, actually known, like, No, not really. I mean, it's not the case that went out. What it is the shimming got loose just because of worn parts. I mean, like I said, this thing's built out of a lot of spares. A lot of the stuff on this thing, including the chassis, is the same stuff that went through the TV. So, in fact, the shock bodies are, the shock tops, shock rods have been changed because they were made longer. Most of the axles, except for obviously the front center, because that bad boy. Looks like a smile. So, I believe one of the bulkheads, both the shock towers, control arms were obviously all changed. Well, axles were all changed on the outside because of the length difference. Upper links in the rear. But no, this piece was bent. This is a replacement, but it was the one we had on hand. Use the same ends. The wing, that's the same wing, wheelie bar. But no, bulkheads. So as long as you take care of them right, they're fine. If you keep your shimming up and you keep your clearances correct, they don't wear excessively. And you change your bearings out if they do go bad, because bearings are like everything else, produced in China and made by the billions. So, you get a bad one here and there. It happens. So just, make sure you don't have any loose wobbly parts or anything. You can always tell when something's amiss. If you get a gear skipping, fix it before you keep driving it, because it's going to flat spot something and then you have to replace the part. If you catch it early, you don't. I've had differentials last now up to 10 batteries with no problems. And when I first started doing this, I couldn't make one last for a whole battery. Not that I don't know how to build stuff. It's that I wasn't familiar with the equipment and to tell you what, some of the fixes weren't even available when I started back into this hobby. Like the EXB diffs weren't even out yet. So, I don't know. I've come along, I guess. But no, not really. But it is the center of, if you bash this hard enough, it's going to break that. If you hit these hard enough consecutively, it could damage that. If you land, bang on it over and over again, it's probably going to damage it. One thing that I've been meaning to try that I haven't got around to yet, without you guys, patenting my idea. No, actually, I heard it from somebody else too, but they were an 8S person, not a 6S. Is putting helicoils into the plastic cases. So if you helicoil them, you got metal threads, man. Like, it's going to be, first of all, it won't vibrate as bad. And second of all, it's definitely going to last longer. So as soon as I get better off financially again, I will purchase some helicoils and helicoil up some cases. If they're not already aluminum, because we're definitely going aluminum on most stuff. Aluminum, you really have to screw up to bend. Like this one. Like that took several hits from about 30 to 40 feet up off a half pipe, attempting to land on another half pipe and landing on concrete instead. So yeah, it's, when you get to that point, you're gonna screw something up. The most important thing is don't make everything aluminum. You need to keep some plastic in the bunch because you need something that's a sacrificial part, something flexible. If you make everything aluminum, you're definitely going to bend something. And plastic tends to bend and come back. So just a little food for thought. Shock oil. Let's see. Well, I'll go over that in a second. Hold on a second. I used to break one where the shock tower attaches the input bearing. I've done that. Well, I strip them first where the shock tower attaches. And input bearing, I've never had one oval it out on the input bearing, but I've blown some input bearings where there's nothing left but the outer race and the inner race. Mainly with me, it's from maintenance, dude. Like, well, it used to be repeated maintenance, screw holes getting stripped out, and then, obviously gears moving because the case isn't on tight enough. Case bolts stripping out, et cetera, stuff like that. Okay, cool spawn. To answer your question, okay, so we run on most of our stuff very, very heavy spring, very, very heavy shock oil. On, let's see, my stunt truck, my Creighton, stunt truck meaning Outcast, on Clara's Outcast, not her second Outcast, and on the Mega Typhon, we run 10.5-pound Century Springs, which is a spring company, not an RC car company. East Tactics on YouTube was nice enough to do the footwork and figure out the part number for springs that will fit Arrma 6S shocks, and I'm sure you can get them for anything else too. You can actually email them or call them and give them the dimensions of the spring you're using and what pressure you need it to be or whatever, and they'll find you something. If not, they can make it, but that's pretty expensive unless you do it in a large batch. So anyway, 10.5-pound springs. Some vehicles have different pistons other than others. For the most part, I think 3 of the trucks have M2C setups as far as the pistons go and the emulsion shock conversion. And then, like I said, heavy spring, heavy oil. Yep, Lucas Engine Honey. If you look it up, it's 140 weight. And it's cheap. Yeah. And I'm not kidding. That's what we're running in the shocks. But, when you're complete tool and you're going to jump your favorite RC car off the 4-story parking garage, you better have some thick oil in that biatch. Oh, I am amusing myself tonight. That's probably not good. Funny. Hey, Trevor, how you doing, buddy? What's going on? Just finishing up putting back together my my Mega Typhon here, front diff, and had to pull the front case apart because the yeah, that's stripped because the front yoke was coming loose, and I actually replaced that too. Didn't have a non-EXB diff pinion to put back in it, so it's running tight, but it's running a little wonky because the teeth were kind of chewed up from being sideways, but it didn't flat spot the pinion or the ring gear, so we're good there. From Massachusetts, we're in Massachusetts. We've got a mass hole in the house. Happens to be my wife. Having Creighton 6XXL, you named over the years, just pick up Creighton 8, cool. Use more heavy shock oil. Bam! Got you covered right here. This is 140 weight. However, is Nick home?
No.
Okay. All right. So our resident 8S owner is not home at the moment. But I'll tell you what his setup is because I did it. He's running stock springs, which I told him to get something heavier, preferably something at least 2 pounds heavier per corner. And Basketball Hall of Fame area. Okay, I'm not sure where that is because I'm from California, but my wife is from Scituate. Babe, what's the Basketball Hall of Fame area? she didn't know. Okay. Anyway, right. So Nick's running the M2C 8mm, I think, rod kit. Where they have the extra big piston rods or shock rods, and then I think those comes with pistons and bottoms and stuff. And then we're running 100-weight fluid in his. And he chucks his quite hard if you've seen our videos. I've seen him up 30, 35 feet maybe coming out of the bowl and stuff. It lands well. It could do with a heavier spring, but it lands well and it drives well too. Oh, Springfield, Massachusetts. I thought you said.
Oh my God, I was gonna guess Springfield.
Why did I think it was Springfield somewhere else? I always forget Springfield's in Mass. Okay.
Springfield's in every state.
Right, like Illinois. Yeah. Okay.
It's so funny because I kept thinking, I'm like, Springfield?
I haven't taken geography in like, I don't know, 40 years or so.
But Springfield kept jumping out at me, but I'm like, no, I'm going to say it and then it's going to be totally wrong.
Oh, right on, man. If you're a big basketball fan, kudos. I am not. I was very tall at a very young age, and spending a little bit of time in a alternative schooling establishment where I was mixed in with a bunch of cool guys from Oakland. I don't know if you know where Oakland, California is or what it's known for. But let's say this way, when the Raiders were there were no dogs in the Raiders parking lot during the game because they had been eaten already. And I don't mean by people who make,
all right,
food from other countries. I mean, like the usual people, that live there, not any kind of ethnicity or anything else. They're just crazy. 1,000 Springfield on the USA. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean, I've seen some screwed up town names. In fact, I've seen my name as a town name, like I think it's 12 times. Babe, why don't you look that up real quick? How many Logans are there in the U.S. for towns? I know there's Logan, Utah. And I know there's Logan, Nevada. And I'm sure there's a bunch more. Anyway, I don't know why I even thought that up, man. But, hey, congratulations. So how's the weather? Sorry. It sucks here, too, so it's just a different type. What weight am I pulling in my diffs? Okay, so our standard setup is usually 200,000 rear, 500,000 front, and million plus earplug in the middle, depending on what kind of how bad ballooning you're getting. If you're not getting ballooning, I go with $1 million and leave it. If you are starting to get ballooning, then add some diff or add some earplug to it. Like you go to Walgreens, get some silicone earplugs for swimming. That's what we're talking about, earplug. You can start off with a quarter or a half. A whole earplug is pretty much just guaranteeing you a solid lock diff. But I don't believe in putting like a solid material in them to lock them up. I rather just, run something that has a little give and a little shock absorbency to it, because honestly, I think it's better for the axles and the rest of the drivetrain. So.
All right. There's 6 Logans in Australia, 3 in Canada, 2 in UK. United States has way too many for me to count.
That's funny.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
You don't have to count them all, babe, honestly.
31.
Okay, there's 31 Logan cities in the United States. There we go. So I must kill 31 cities. I'm just kidding. There can only be one. A lot of ice. Yeah, I figured as much. It's probably the same storm that went by your place, huh, Mike? It just kind of petered on down the way. Or no, actually, aren't they going in the opposite direction right now? No, that would be summertime. I don't know. All I know is this state is shaped like a male member, and everything here sucks. Especially the people. No, I'm just kidding. Some people are very, very nice when you can find them. I'm not from here either. I would never say that unless I was telling a joke. Yeah, I was up there in the summertime. It's quite nice. Except for the fact that every single automotive shop in the entire state has a blowtorch in every single bay. Or not blowtorch, actually a settling torch. You know what I'm talking about. I don't roll that way. I prefer to unbolt parts from cars, not cut them off. But because the salt companies won't let them use something more technologically advanced on the roads to take care of the ice, just like the automotive companies don't want electric cars coming out all of a sudden unless they can get a piece of the pie. You know how it goes. Electric companies subsidizing solar, et cetera, et cetera. You can't take down the big guy because he's got money and he'll find a way around it. Not that I'm going to get all political bullshit on you. I'm just saying, fuck everything. I really don't care. I'm in a good mood. I had a great day at work. And I'm here talking to you guys. So fucking... The only thing that'd be better is a cold beer in my hand. Yeah. So, right. Let's see. What else can I work on right now? What did I have a problem with the big truck? Oh, the big truck has got 2 stripped front hubs on the wheels. Right. Stunt truck. Stunt truck, I broke the steering link. That's no big deal. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good there. So yeah, that's it for the shocks and the diffs. If you go to a certain change on that fluid, front or rear, let me know, and I can probably guide you in the right direction if it's doing anything weird or anything that you didn't intend it to do. A really good reference point too is if you go on the arrma website. Not that I'm pimping on arrma. I mean, yeah, I like their cars. Yes, we have a bunch of them, but it's the first thing that I was exposed to in my return to the hobby, and I dig them. And honestly, I think for the way I drive and what I'm expecting, I think it's better for me than Traxxas. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying Traxxas doesn't have their place, but it's not the way I do things. I mean, I used to race Serpents for actually way back. I used to race Tamiya and Koyarsho and Associated, all that other stuff. Way back in the day. Anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, right. So on the arrma website, the TRL tuned Typhon. If you go to that car and go to their manual, in the bottom of the manual, there's like 15 to 20 pages of tuning and what to do. And I'm talking everything from shock location to different weight fluids, different holes in your pistons, different gearing, not gearing, they don't get too much on that, different toe, camber, anti-squat, kick up, wing level, ride height, droop settings, everything. And they give you, a rough idea of what changing this particular thing will do to the handling of your vehicle. Now, I'm not saying it's completely 100% accurate, but in theory it is, because it's all based on physics and science. So if you want to fix a handling issue you have with your vehicle, say when you let off the gas, it does a kick turn, or it won't turn under throttle, or, or it lands funny, something like that. Check out that manual, and I use it as a resource reference all the time. Because I don't know everything. Well, I can't remember everything anyway. And it's a very good tuning source, especially if you're familiar with the world of race cars and handling characteristics and chassis geometry and all that kind of good stuff, aerodynamics, etc. Well, that's just what I do anyway, but not for a living. Just I study it. So that's what I would do. It's a very good resource, and it's been very helpful to me. And it's all actual. I mean, most of it I kind of know from my race car days, but it's always nice to double check to make sure you didn't forget some shit. So right, I'm gonna be down on the bottom of this guy. Babe, did you ever make me a plate? Okay, I just don't. Well, never mind. I guess it'll be put. As long as something's safe for me, that's all I'm asking. Because I don't want to. Son of a. How is that? Oh, this screw's got a boo boo. I see. Got a little kind of a. Look like something hit it. I don't know, like a hammer. Kind of hard to get a wrench straight into it. Yeah, to come in at an angle. It's probably a lot easier to put this mud guard off, huh, guys? There we go. Yeah, let's see what we're doing. Yeah, this is one of the Bowlink links that I made. So, or not Bowlink, but Dubro. I even did a video about it. Dubro makes really good links, but if you don't have enough room to have the whole length of, or at least 80% of the depth of their link to start with, it's not going to be anywhere near as strong as you would have hoped. So, obviously I had these two ends and I cut them down to fit a rod, and well, obviously we had a failure, so it didn't work out too well. So unfortunately, I'm going to go back to a standardized link, which I hate because they're crap. Oh, what the hell is this thing? Where did this come off of? Oh, this is another one that failed. Yeah. Probably kept it because I want to take the balls out of it. What's good gearing to use? On a Creighton. What's your KV? What? How many cells are you running? What? How many S's is it supposed to have? Is it stock modified? What tires? There's a lot of variables into that question. I mean, by all means, tell me all of it, and I'll give you an idea. Wait. Let's grab these plastic things. Ugh, so much play. That's even worse. I wonder if no, this one's actually got metal balls in it. Screw it. I'll show you guys another part that I don't like, since we're on the subject. Oh, there's another one. Problem with plastic bins on a sliding shelf. Oh, crap. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll just have to go after him. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try and just go. You know what? Let's see what happens. Well, I'm going to have to do the other thing. Okay, so standard link, steel balls, just fine. These, I have absolutely no problem with the parts from this company. I love their parts. What I do not like is this system they have with the double O-rings. Because one, the O-rings always pop off and you lose them and you can't find them because they're a weird ass size. And two, you've got steel rubbing on aluminum and that causes play. Oh my God, it's a wild clara. Hey, babe. That was funny. Right. So yeah, that's the current champion of freestyle at Armageddon. First competition ever. 2050 motor BLX. Okay. All right. So 6S, right? Yeah, 6S. Okay. Yeah, I just saw it. Sorry. Right. So if you're running the stock 50 tooth spur, depending on what you're going to do, I'd say anywhere from 2050, right? It's a little up there. So I'd say anything from like a 15 to maybe a 16 or a 17, depending with your weather, with your climate. Like when you get into that range of 16, 17, 18, 19, it's going to run hot, especially if you go full blast all the time. If you tend to do like what I do sometimes, depending on what we're doing, where we're at, if we're on a half pipe or if we're on a skate park or if we're out in the dirt, if you just like blast and then stop for a minute and then blast and stop for a minute, then you could get away with a higher gear like that without overheating. If you have a way to check temperatures, make sure your ESC and your motor stay under. If you're checking manually, I'd say 180 to 190. If you have data capabilities, I'd say 190 tops, because 200 is like kind of where the danger zone starts. That's when stuff starts coming apart. That's when rotors delam. That's when a lot of bad things tend to happen past that range of heat. I mean, I'm running a 14 on this. This is my stunt truck, so same thing as a Creighton, just shorter. My Creighton, I'm running what did I just put on there recently? That's I want to say 17 or 18. But like that thing never does full throttle for more than like, I don't know, like zipping up and down the street repeatedly over and over again, no more 30, 40 seconds, before at least having like a 8-second rest. Plus I've got data logging, and that's running the 1650 kV as well. Hi Brody. Yes, good boy. Clara's running stock arrma stuff. On both her trucks with I think she's running a 16 on the second truck. Her first truck's running a 14. But with the stunt trucks, we're just kind of bouncing around. We're not trying to go fast, although they are still going 45, 50. But then mainly if you're doing wheelies and endos and standing back flips, standing front flips, that kind of crap. Yeah, 16 is just fine. That's good. It's right in the middle, dude. Perfect. Just fine. That's exactly right in the middle of where I said to play with. So you're right on point, buddy. Good job. So you didn't need my help, but I appreciate you having the faith to ask. And the fact that I may know what the hell I'm talking about. So sometimes misunderstood concept.
You broke the clock right twice a day.
Wow.
Love you.
Love you too, babe. I'll get kicked in the face with a golf shoe. I had to drop that at least once.
Oh my God, I'm surprised you don't say that every time you go on.
Oh, I used to, right? Not a big fan of these stock arrma style servo horn shoes. Is that really that damn loose? Oh, that's ugly. It really is. But crap, really? I doubt any of these other ones are going to be all right. Yeah, that's different size. I thought so. Yeah, a lot of these Spectrum ones are like 25. It should be 26 tooth, and it's not, or whatever. Yeah, if you can't force it on there, it's not the right size.
That's what you said.
This isn't really the right size either, but let's see what my depth is. All right, so we're looking at that minus. Oh yeah, we got a lot more room to go. Bigger screw shall be applied.
That's what you said.
Really, babe? Worse than me. Come on. Ow. That was a needle. Okay, there we go. That'll work. Oh. Good, yeah. On my truck, I'm running a heat sink, but not a fan. So, and I mean, I haven't had any problems with it even in the summertime. I'll get in the 180s, don't get me wrong, especially if I'm pulling like 300 amps every other hit. Like obviously my stunt truck, no fan, just a heat sink. In fact, I just put a heat sink and a fan on the Mega Typhon because that was getting up to $180 just no, actually like $1.70, just bouncing up and down the street. But it's not the hot time of year right now, so I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hot. It's in the 80s every day, but it's not in the 90s with 90% humidity, which it will be before too long. Yay! I didn't sign up for this shit. Good though. Yeah, man. You're yeah. It seems like you got everything sorted out. What kind of fan did you get, if you don't mind me asking? I've been thinking about going into like those big ass fans that everybody's doing, the server fans. Oh no, okay, never mind. I thought I broke my servo. I just realized. I don't know if you guys can see this. That servo's on an offset mount. I actually jacked one side up higher than the other because it's too tall to fit the stock arrma mount, and I didn't have a taller mount, so I spaced it on both sides, but then it started kinking the link, so I jacked one side up higher to make more room, and obviously it worked now. So anyway, that needs to be reset for steering trim and sub trim, etc., etc. I know the tie rod's bent. It's been bent for a while, and it's doing just fine. And obviously the toe is straight, but this needs to be realigned anyway, so I'll probably change it out when it is. So that's that. That one's done. On the road again. So Clara's trucks are good. Let's see if we get these wheels off this guy. Hey, what is that? There's a light coming with me. Okay. Whew. So yeah, I decided to get one of these things. I found it in the garage when I cleaned my garage last week, so I thought it might help. Now you need to have like really good lighting to do this. And I'm a complete amateur who doesn't know shit. All right, so we've got 2 spun front hubs and one hell of a bent front axle. Wow. You guys see that? Let's see if I can get it. Nope. Is that the wrong way? Is that the right axle? No, it's yeah, this one. Oh, there you go. Whoa! Jump rope. Yeah, that thing is sweet. All right, so let's see. Best luck with these things as far as I've seen and experienced. Of course, I don't have my pliers because you shouldn't really have normal size pliers in RC carbon. If you do, you're probably doing something a little bit wrong. It's just kind of a big tool. So let's see if I can grab this out drive here without trying to smash it and make it smaller. Where is where's the wheel gun at? Right. Where in the hell is it? Oh, there it is. That's what this thing feels like working. There we go. Come on, really? All right, cool. So, yeah. Oh yeah, it's rounded for sure. So, yeah, it's done. I mean, I could epoxy it, but I think one of these already was epoxied. So, if you guys saw the roof jump video on the first attempt, when I went off the ramp into the wall at 40, that's why, because I already had one strip tub on these wheels, or actually on my Creighton wheels, because yeah, I had my Creighton tires on there. Come on, piece of crap. Seriously? Oh, wait a second. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Hey, it was free. What do you want? All right, there's 2. So, another one. Actually, I could probably just. Ooh, that was real good. You see that? Yeah, it's donezo. You know, honestly, I really like these tires. I don't know if you guys ever drove on Low Pros, but it's really cool. Makes it a totally different feeling. I mean, I don't drive on them all the time, nor will I, but that axle is definitely got to get at least straightened out. All right, but it's definitely cool. All right, so oh yeah, these are the M2C monster nuts. and obviously extended hubs. I didn't purchase them. I got them in a deal, but I love them and they work great. And I rarely strip hubs with them. That's actually the first set. But if you look at these hubs compared to like any, like, it's a stock Creighton hub, you can see the difference in the depth. Like this one's probably like, I don't know, a couple mil. And this one's obviously, well, no, this one's, I don't know, 4 mil. This is more like 6. So, and that's actually a stripped one. That's the one I did strip. That's the one that put me in the wall. So, and unfortunately, I do not have a full set of Creighton tires left over. Got 3. Actually, I think Nick has. Oh, Nick has a set of 3 as well. I wonder if he'll hook me up with that. So there's the big beast. Yeah, that's the one with her new polished chassis. Well, not new, but cleaned it up nice. Yeah, bit of play. Rear control arm is definitely worn, definitely old. I'm running. Oh, no. We got a loose bulkhead back here. That's what it is. See, that's why you should always inspect your stuff. Check it out. Wiggle everything. You'll find stuff like that. Bulkhead's coming loose. And this thing hasn't even been really beat on that bad. It's probably because it's a messed up bulkhead. Because, this one's stripped out. It's the same one I had when I jumped off the freaking building. That's how bad it's been lately. I haven't had money to buy parts. Not even a freaking bulkhead. What? Yeah, I know, babe. Not saying it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying. In fact, I think I'm probably just gonna epoxy this bitch. See if I can keep it going for a little bit longer. Because we don't have any helicoils or money to buy any. Nice chunk of wood there. It's probably from the last time I went out. Oh yeah, I did take this thing big ramp hitting. The other day I went out by myself with the kicker. We got 2 ramps. One's a kicker, one's a sender. You know what I mean? He's DD from Arizona. Pretty cool. And he changed colors. Well, I'm not really big on the change color thing, but that's cool. I mean, if you dig it, right on. That's all that counts. That's all that matters. Oh, this one popping out of me. Yeah. So, that's an extra hole I made into the ESC case because the original one, not an extra hole, but I enlarged that hole. Kind of like on the batteries, I always enlarge those to 3, but I haven't on this chassis yet because I haven't had to because my battery tray is always solid. So, that's solid right now, but it's gonna get bad again. So, best thing I do is just keep them tight until I get any part. I don't know. We don't have any monster stunts plans. I can talk. We don't have any monster stunts planned right now, but I'm sure we'll end up at the skate park sooner or later, right? And that hole's not deep enough really for me to put any bigger screw. That's the deepest screw I'm doing. So let's give a Hail Mary. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But you can take, and this is like last ditch for sure. Take a little crazy glue and put her on down in the hole. Like so. Up. What are we doing here? Off me. Get off. Ow. That felt great. All right, you bastard. That's why you don't buy big bottles of crazy glue because you never use it fast enough before the tip gets messed up. So anyway, pop the screw back down on in there and hope that either the glue dries to the plastic and makes new threads or just it somehow helps in some way whatsoever. All right. Apparently, I'm going to need a new one of these before too long. That's that new RPM for the new EXB setup. New RPM skid plate, bash bar, wing mount, wheelie bar, all in one. Makes julienne fries and cooks chicken, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as fans go, if you're running anything smaller than I think like maybe one of these or maybe just the next size down, like there's no real point. And with this big mount, this is the 8S mount, I think you need it's a 50 millimeter fan because it's a 40 millimeter pattern from bolt to bolt. So that donates actually fan 10 mil bigger because the fan actually goes outside the bolt holes. That's because it's circular bolted on a square pattern. It's not hard to do. So, yeah, so that's it for that one. I just need tires, wheels, and shit. I mean, I probably have something to strap onto it, but I got sets of 3 here and there, and probably got a set of backflips that are ground down to slicks. That'd be funny. Not. Yeah, but it's a truck. My M2C carbon freaking mud guards. They just look cool. I mean, seriously, that's why I got them. HR hubs all the way around. Like I said, I don't not like their stuff. HR end braces for my center brace. Obviously, the EXP braces front and rear. EXP front shock tower. Bone stock fucking rear one. Look at that shit. Bone stock. M2C 10-pound springs. RPM arms. Combination of my custom rear D block and the TRL tuned front C block, and then just the stock stuff in the front. Super bash bumper, Garage Life RC bumper spring. Only way to do it. In fact, here you go. You should buy 2 so you have a backup. Well, yeah. Somehow I ran out of RC car stuff to fix. Probably because Nick's not home. But anyway, guys, it's been awesome. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. And thank you for coming. And if you have any friends who are on the fence, I'm about to hit 2,000. Yesterday I needed 4. I might already be there. I don't know. We get about 20 something a month. Anyway, but thank all of you for your support, and I appreciate it, and that's why I support you. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, always have a good time. Try not to step on anybody's toes while doing so. Pass down knowledge and wisdom to those who deserve it, or knowledge and experience, excuse me. And keep thy religion to thyself. See y'all later.